A question here from the durianrider.com coaching group. My coaching group, literally the best coaching group in the world. We don't just talk about fitness. We talk about weight loss, nutrition, health, anabolics, dealing with your parents, siblings, relationship stuff. The whole works. The whole works. Because what's the point of having ripped abs like me if the rest of your life's just going to shit? 0 point. 0 point. You know what I mean? Like it's so I try and give everything. You know, people I want to gain muscle. Okay, why? Or I want to impress someone. Okay, why? You know, maybe there's other ways we do that. You know, maybe you get the muscle, maybe impress them. You know what I mean? So it's like everything. I try and ask. My question is with people is why? Why do you want this goal? And when we know why, when we know what, then we know the how and the can. All right. So this is durianrider.com coaching group. Price goes up all the time. So if you want to get in now. It's a great group. It's a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. No trolls, just straight up questions. Ask me anything. Ask me any question. Nothing's too much information. Nothing's too personal. Any question. So this question is from the group, and the question is, how much do you have to train? How long's the cable? You know, how long? It depends what your goal is. If your goal is just to plug into your computer, this is fine, it's fine. But if you want to plug this into your next neighbour's house who lives 2 k's down the road, it's going to be a little bit short. So how much do we have to train to get fit? So what define fitness? You know, like how much? I guess it's a very I'll say is subjective question. Now I'm not trying to bag anyone who asks this question. It's a very simple question. It's a great question, and it's a question, but it needs more context. It needs more depth, more objective. Like, you know, like let's say, can I borrow some money? Well, how much money? 5 cents. Okay, yeah, $5 million. No, you know, like when we're objective, like how much training do I have to do to run a 34-minute 10K? My current PR is 34:20. Okay, now we're really objective there. You know, how much do I have to train to run a 34-minute 10K? My current PR is 54 minutes. I need to drop 20 minutes off my 10K PR. I'm age 20. Is it possible? Yes, it is. You know, how much training you have to do? Enough training. You know, I never say a lot of training. A lot. What does that mean? It's subjective. Enough. That's more objective. Enough training. And I recommend the minimum amount of training to get the desired result. Why overtrain? Risk damaging your endocrine system, risk your joint damage, you know. Now I understand a lot of people have eating disorders and they don't want to hit this. They don't ask these sort of questions really. They just want to lose weight and that's fine. But I'm performance based here. So how much do you have to train? Depends what your goal is, people. Depends what your goal is. How much you have to train to lose weight? Like it's very subjective. That's a subjective question. The difference between objective and subjective. Does that mean? So, objective is this is a white cable, USB-C to USB 2.0, whatever it is. That's objective. Information, white cable, approximately, 65 centimeters long, weighs about, 7.5 grams. That's objective. Subjective is, I've got a cable in my hand. Can you get me a cable from the shop? What sort of cable? Cable tie? Yeah, well, what? So objective. So that's subjective description. Subjective is very vague. It's very feminine. It's very like open to interpretation. Objective is like, give me $10 USD at 10 a.m. tomorrow by PayPal. This is the email address. That's objective. All right. So the more objective we can be with our goals, I want to get this percent body fat by this date for this reason. That's objective. And I want to ask you, why do you even want that? Yeah. Because it's all about helping people reach their goals, but understanding why do you want the goal. Because people go, well, if I get that goal, then I'll be happy. And it's like, no, you won't, man. You'll be happy for 5 seconds, and then you'll be like, this is all it is. I thought it would be better than this. This is an anticlimax. All right, go to the next one. I see it all the time. So how much do you have to train? The minimum, the minimum. You have to train more. Let's try and rabbit hole this one. If you're eating more fat, you have to train more to burn that fat off. If you're brand new to cycling, you'll have to train more than someone who's like me, who's got 24 years of base in my legs. I've got 24 years of base Ks in my body, in my legs. So it only takes me maybe 2 or 3 weeks to get really fast. Really fast for me. That's super fast for some people, super slow for others. But really fast for me, 2 or 3 weeks. Assuming my hemoglobin is already at a really solid baseline, at least 170. That's another thing as well. People don't even need blood tests. We don't even need blood tests. You know what I mean? People are just they're getting personal trainers. I've been a personal trainer for 24 years. Used to work in the gyms. And people were coming in like looking cut out there. So, how much, where even were we? You want to always get your bloods tested. Hemoglobin, iron, ferritin, testosterone. What's the point of starting a training regime if your testosterone's crashed? What if you've crashed your testosterone from late nights, too much caffeine, not enough carbohydrates, just crashing your testosterone from overtraining, and then your estrogen's also tanked, and you're just like, bone density's like so brittle, Hemoglobin, get that tested. Ferritin, they're the baseline tests. Before you start any training program, you've got to see where your endocrine system is at. Otherwise, you're just going to dig yourself into a bigger hole. TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone. If that's super high and you start smashing out Ks, coffee, you're just going to dig yourself into a massive hole. You're going to age massively prematurely in a bad way. Not in a mature look, but in like a degeneration look. All right, so we want to look at what hormones we're going at. Endocrine system, we got to look after that. Primarily, how we do that? Sleep. Go to bed at 8 p.m. Your hormone levels will just balance out so much. Hormones is something I've been very experienced in the last 6 years, taking steroids myself, speaking from experience versus just like parroting off of some study or, my friend said or my gym trainer said, blah, 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 like personal experience, injecting myself with pharma grade tests. Not that I recommend that. And doing experiments, crashing my levels, coming back up, trying new things out, and just looking at what's the most important thing out there. And it's carbs, sleep, water, sugar. All right, that's, and being a relationship. I mean, we're going off in tangents here, but your whole lifestyle, man, supports your hormones. Whether you're a woman, it's estrogen, testosterone, or you're a man, it's testosterone, estrogen dominant. You know what I mean? Like, estrogen's so important for men and women. If you don't have estrogen, man, life sucks. Life sucks. So we look at that. So how much training do you do to get fit? It depends how fit you want to get. You know what I mean? Depends how fit you want to get. I do recommend strongly get a power meter, man. Everybody on the planet should have a power meter on their bike. Obviously, that's not going to be realistic for most people, but $2 a day income people. But I'm just saying, a power meter just teaches you the importance of early nights, of smashing in the water, of smashing in the sugar. Like, the power meter is like, boom! It's like one of the greatest technologies on the planet for humans, for understanding the importance of sleep, water, sugar. It shows you the numbers on your little screen, and you're like, wow, I'm hardly putting out any power today. This keto diet is BS. This only drink when you're thirsty stuff is BS. This late nights, caffeine, Netflix life is BS. I can't have any power. And then I'm just like, blah. I'm just useless to myself and those around me compared to what I would be otherwise if I'm sleep, water, sugared up. So tangent here, a little bit, bit of frustration vibe going on here, but you're just trying to extract some more information from people. Yeah, because the question is, how much do we have to train to get really fit? And it's like, what does really fit mean? So I like to objectify it. So if you can do 6 watts per kilo for 30 minutes, 6 watts per kilo for 30 minutes, you are mutant. You are a mutant, man. 6 watts per kilo for 30 minutes. That's like, my best is probably 10 minutes. 30 minutes, that's mutant. All right. A more realistic goal is probably 5 watts per kilo for 30 minutes. If you're into cycling, running, if you're a man, sub 17 5K. That's a pretty realistic sort of goal to have. If you're a woman, sub 20 minute 5K is a very good, if you're a sub 20 minute 5K female runner, you're going to have a really tight, toned, taut physique. 99% of the time. You're going to be really good, tight body. If you're running sub 20 minute 5K, you're going to be in good shape. Now going into the 18s and the 17s and the 15s as a woman, then you're going to be really like crushing your estrogen, and you're going to be a bit too you know, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I would say it's not as an aesthetic look as a sub 20-minute 5K. Now, there's variances there, but you know, but women and the marathon people change to ultra marathons. That stuff's cool to do, but man, like, it's really not healthy, you know, for most people. I mean, if you're doing it full time and you've got no kids and you, like me, you can just do whatever you want every day. Yeah, okay, it's all right. But if you've got kids and a job and a mortgage and you're trying to do ultra marathons, it's like, yeah, what are you running from? What are you running from? You know, let's address that. Let's still do a running, but let's address what are you running from. Because that's going to eat your endocrine system up. It's going to make your immune system crash. All right, that level of stress. You have to run. No days off. I've got a boot on my leg. I've got a moonboot. I'm going to run through that. So we're trying to dive deep here versus just give you some generic program, people. You know, and this is the beauty of my coaching group. Now this person can go, okay, Harley, I've watched the video. I've got more space needed on the camera. It's, yeah, you know, what we were saying. Yeah, and this is great. Now we're going to have this discussion in my coaching group. You know, hate to be salesy, but my coaching group is nothing comes close, man. Not even the Olympic athletes have this level of total support from, you know, like everything in your life, man. Got dealing problems with your parents or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or let's talk about it, man. Let's get the solutions done. You know, Chris Froome doesn't even get the level of support, this whole package that my people in my coaching group get. You know, no one does, unless in my group, you know. So don't be afraid to ask any question of what's going on in your life. And let's attack it, man, in a good way. And let's find solutions. Let's break it apart. Let's strip it back. Let's go deep into it, man. So now this is going to create a discussion in the group of like, okay, so this is what my exact goals are. I've got this climb at 17 minutes long. I want to do a 16:30 or whatever. Okay. We can strip weight off your back, you know. We can just go deep, man. We can go OCD deep and get those results. We can go balls deep, vasectomy lifestyle, and get the results. Help you get the results for yourself. But we always got to understand, why do we want something? Whether it's winning the Tour de France or doing a sub 20-minute 5K or getting toned, taut, bikini body physique. Wow, she's hot. Why do we want that? All right? Often we want significance or certainty or variety, or want to feel loved and appreciated and seen and heard and complimented. That's fine. There's other ways we can do that as well. Right? So it's just about giving ourselves self-love. Right? But yeah, that's another topic. Today's topic was just how hard do we need to train. It depends what your goals are, where you're at right now, where you want to be, and what it's going to take to bridge the gap. durianrider.com if you want to join the coaching group. Let's dive deep into it. I love coaching people. That's my cocaine. That gets me driven, man. I've got no symptoms in blood right now. I'm just, when I hear questions, people have got questions, it's like, just crack to me, man. Crack, like helping people help themselves, help their goals, achieve those goals, and understand why they want to do it as well. Not just the how, but the why. You know, because when the why is strong enough, the how comes instantly. But we understand both those things, you know. So you're full, multi-dimensional human versus just, you know, monologue of yourself. Got to do this, don't know why, but I've got to do this because I'm running for something I don't know what I'm running for. Dad's approved, mom's approved, blah, blah, blah. You know, who is? Anyway, that's my crack. Find your crack in life. Get addicted to it. And you'll always have so many things to do. Like, I haven't been bored for like 24 years. I've been overwhelmed the last 24 years. There's so many things to do that I love doing. It's just like, where do I start, man? Where do I start? It's a good problem to have. Anyone can have this problem.